I just explained you what QTP is, how description.create tries to understand the object and how child objects work, how I can add filter to that child object, and what is web table, how web table recognizes that object. All this we have seen under description.create. My next job here is I now comment this. If I want make multiple comments, I can right click a comment block. I can comment the entire script as well. Now, having now retrieved number of links, now this link I have totally 7 links you have noticed with value GB1. I like to retrieve. What is my next step? From each link, what my idea is, I want to go to each link. I click get into the page, ensure the page is displayed. This is what my testing is. I like to go to the link, click on that link, go to that page, retrieve page title. If page title appears, I assume that page is loaded. This is what I like to do now for this 7 links. So I got 7 links. Each link, first I need to understand what is the property through which I am going to recognize. There are 2 properties I like to retrieve. One is href property. I go to spy again. I click on spy. I click on one object image. In this or for all the object, I like to take 2 things. One is href because href takes me to the link. Second is name field. I want these 2 objects or these 2 properties of link object I like to retrieve for all 7 objects. I like to retrieve and store this value into my global sheet. I like to store this value into my global sheet. Since I like to store it and it is not the real iteration, so I am making this run all one iteration only. I ensure it is not iterated through. Now my job is, I know what is my count for I equals 1 to O link underscore all dot count minus 1 because it starts with 0. So I go with 0, starting from 0 till O link all count minus 1 because all arrays starts with a 0. It's an array element. My next job is, I like to store the value in global sheet. I create 2 columns, dt underscore name property, another column dt underscore href property. dt represents data table. I am retrieving the property called name, retrieving the property called href from runtime value from application under stress for the links that I have filtered. So dt, I can put it in 2 ways. I can use data table as an object dot value. I can assign the value where you want to assign dt underscore name of which sheet followed by global sheet. This is one way of doing it. This is what we have seen it under data table object equals what you want to retrieve, where you want to retrieve. Browser dot page dot get RO because it's a runtime object property. Which property I need to retrieve? I like to retrieve name property. So I like to retrieve now name property from this object. Where you want to store? I like to store it now into the data table. I can also store using data table with bracket column name dt underscore href. This is also allowed. Now I am using a normal parameter, data table as a parameter. Again browser dot page dot get or okay. From where you like to get the property, it is already available. So I don't have to use this method because it doesn't have a collection of objects. I made a mistake. It is not having under browser where it is always olink, because already we collected the object. Olink of I dot get row property. This is where actually, because we have already collected that object, put it onto the collection. That collection is olink all. So olink all is what the collection of object of I. From this I like to get row property, which now href. I like to retrieve this property, store it and then loop through. So I am now retrieving that 7 object link information, putting it onto that data table value. I apply a breakpoint for your understanding. I now run the script. So I am getting a runtime property from my object collection, because the object collection has everything now of link object. That is the advantage of description.create. Child objects collection includes properties, everything. Now totally 7. You might have noticed now 7 is appeared. For this 7 I am starting from 0. So 6 elements I need to pass through. So for I equal to 0 to 6. Now I go to each one. So I put it under variables for your understanding. F11. Now he transfers that into a data table. You can see olink collection, but it doesn't have any. That is one disadvantage. Maybe this will get improved in the next version of QTP. Now it doesn't give you any information, so you need to go through your understanding. Now you can see images is collected under name object and URL of that image is collected. I move to the second. You can see now he is overwriting onto the same because we have not set the row count. So he is overwriting onto the same line. This explains the question, if I don't use a set row count, what happens? So I have not used a set row count. Pointer is in the first row and keeps adding on to the same row. So I stop now. I move the pointer. Set data table. I need to use it as an object. Dot set current row. Which row? I plus 1. Initially setting with first row. Second iteration I am setting with second row and so on. I run the script now. Very useful concept. This, if you are able to understand, all your future concepts use the same technique. Now you know now how to assign a value into an object property through description.create. How I create an object, how I assign a value to an object property. Having known this, now wherever the object property value comes from, you can now map it to the object class, anything. Now you can see images. After next, the set current row plus 1, move the counter. Now he is moving the counter. He now assigns the value. Now you can see that he is moving the counter each row and then he is moving the value. That is how he is now able to retrieve the object property. So he is now last row, drive. This is my 7 images I am now retrieving. Its loop is over. You may not see it in the runtime. The reason being it is a runtime value. I need to go to the last result run. From this result I can now see the value of that run. So here we noticed in data table how he has retrieved the property, runtime property of href and name of the link. Now my next step is I can use either name or href to click on that object. That is my next job. We'll see how to do it. Is this clear up to this? Please let me know. I know you need to repeat, but conceptually, approach wise are able to follow or able to get what we are trying to convey. Assumption here, first assumption, we know which object we need to work with, but we don't know what are all the child objects that is going to come. Child objects are dynamic. If child objects are dynamic, how I retrieve it? That is the base in which we started this description objects. Any doubt, please let me know. If you are comfortable, raise your hand. Feel free. Very few hands. No questions as well, but okay, I assume it as okay. Now, my next job is I have collected the link information and I stored that link information into a table. Now, using table, I like to now click on that link in that application under test, retrieve the title of that page. Again, I want to store it back to the data table for against each of the objects that I used to retrieve. That is my next step. So I start fresh. So for my next job is to retrieve page title on that object on which I perform the link. Again, it is a dynamic. So I retrieved now 7 objects. I like to go inside each of this object and I like to retrieve that link of that object, right? So how to do it? Let us start with. Now again I go with loop, or if I don't know how many child or rows are there, I want to retrieve row count. Variable row count equals, I like to retrieve it from data table dot get row count. I retrieved now, stored it onto a variable. I loop through that row count for j equals 1 to v underscore rc. So for all the rows I like to go through. What I like to do now, I like to click onto that href, straight navigate through the href, that is possible, or I want to click onto that dt underscore name. Either of this are possible. So as long as name property is unique, sufficient to click on that link name, it is fine. He will work. So we'll see both now, right? First is let us use browser.invoke, navigate. Let us use browser.navigate. Go to the page. Again, I come back. So browser. First is I put it into a variable vhref equals. I retrieve it from the data table. So I need to set the row count. Dot set current row. Which row? J now. Now I like to retrieve the value of the data table. Dot value of from where dt href column name is case sensitive, followed by which sheet? Global sheet. I retrieve. Now I go to browser dot navigate. Navigate will directly take me to that link v_href. Navigate will click onto that, directly onto that link. Then I need to wait for synchronization. Browser dot page dot sync. Until the page completely loaded, I wait. That is what the sync command is. It's a synchronization wait. Here advantage of this is I don't have to now use back button because I am directly accessing the page. I have done. After sync, I need to retrieve the title, store the title on C column, dt title, page title. So to retrieve it, again data table as an object, dot value bracket column name dt underscore title. It is case sensitive, spelling has to be correct, global. In this, what is that I want to store? Now I like to take, because this title is not in the child objects. So I now go to Google page dot get RO property followed by title. Title is my page object, property is title. I like to retrieve now. I have now retrieved, stored that value, then I am looping through. So next I'll be in the loop. He will be in the loop until he collects all the 7 objects information. Right? We are now ready for next stage. Having taken dynamically all the link information, we are now trying to retrieve the title of that page he has navigated. If the title is wrong or page not found, etc., I will fail the test case. If title is any other name has come, I treat it as a pass. So I now run the script. He runs it all the things again. He runs the script. I am purposefully setting it to limited records so that it is easy for us to understand. So he is now F11, he is now retrieving. I remove the breakpoint so that he finishes off faster. I'll put a breakpoint under line number 15. So retrieval happens continuously. Then we'll go into the breakpoint we applied for the next stage. So he is now retrieved 3rd, 4th, then he goes on. Now he has finished all the 7 rows. Next job is he is now planning to, he has taken the row count. So 7 will be the row count. You can see it in the debug viewer. Debug viewer VRC is 7. He is now going through each loop. Select row, J is 1. href, he is now retrieving the href. You can see now href is retrieved. He is now browsing. So navigate, he has already navigated to the images. Now synchronization he is doing, making sure that page is loaded. He is passing the title now to the data table value. He has done. I am moving to the data table. You can see Google Images is the title. He has passed. F11, he is going to the next. Again href, he is now passing this href value into the navigate button. He navigates to that page. You can see the map page is now loaded. Synchronize that page. He is synchronizing until all the components of that page is loaded. Now he browse. He has now retrieved the title. He passed the title as Google Maps. He has done that. Again, he is going to the next row, taking the value, play. In this value, now you can see a security alert warning. That security alert warning may not be in a position for him to retrieve the page title. So you can see that he is dealing with the maps itself. This is actually an exception guide, recovery scenario candidate. Because when the security alert comes, we don't know whether it comes for the first iteration, whether it comes for the second iteration or third iteration. So you like to manage this, you can manage this using so-called recovery manager. In this recovery manager, since there is no error observed, you have to do it on every step. On every step if you do it, then only the line number 3 will be proper. Let us finish off that, then we'll come to this again.